All right, Lewis, are all the breakout groups closed and back?
Yes.
Excellent. Welcome back, everybody. I hope it went well. I hope you got to know a little bit about each other and the other teams that are involved. It's really fun to get to hear about all the amazing work ahead and what prompted folks to join. So with 8 breakout groups, we're going to do a quick recap, just kind of how it went and what our names are. So I'm just going to kick us off, if that's okay. If you go to the next slide, please, Lewis. So we are group 5, now called the Fabulous Fivers, followed closely behind by Cinco, but we are going with the Fabulous Fivers. We have a robust team of mostly high volume general emergency departments that see lots of kids, lots of needs around mental health. Really exciting group. All of the different intervention bundle areas of focus are included, and I think we're all going to learn a lot from each other. So the Fabulous Fivers we are. Thanks to everyone who presented today, and we'll go on to the next group. I think group 1 is up.
Hi there, everybody. We are breakout group number 1, now known as Staying Alive. Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, Saturday Night Fever, because of the undertone of Staying Alive. My bad. Sorry about that. I was hooked on Staying Alive. Anyway, Saturday Night Fever. I digress. We have a great group. Our teams were very willing to share. We have a common theme of the folks today seem to be working on the same intervention bundle of screening. So they represent really mostly community EDs that see both adult and pediatric patients. So great group. Looking forward to work ahead and appreciate everybody sharing today. Saturday Night Fever, not Staying Alive.
All right.
All right. And so I'm the spokesperson for Team 2, and it's made up predominantly of rural critical access. So our team name is Rural Rules, like rural America rules. And most of everybody was wonderful to participate, share their ideas, very ambitious group. Some of them are trying to eat the elephant all in one bite, and if they've got the bandwidth, they're going to work on it, more than one bundle. But most are focusing on the discharge and the discharge planning process.
Awesome. Thanks, Tracy. Group 3.
So I am the facilitator for group 3, and I'm sorry to say we did not have enough time to come up with a team name yet, but next month that will be our top priority, to have a name back for you all. But amazing group. We are seeing a lot of diversity in the different bundle choices, and a lot of references from our past fireside chats, which was really exciting. So next time we'll have a name for everybody. But yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Group 4.
Hi, everyone. I was a facilitator alongside with Mo for breakout room 4, now known as the Fantastic Four. Everyone was very willing to participate. We have an amazing group which represents both pediatric and regular EDs.
Wonderful. And on to 6.
Great. I'm Neil. I'm presenting for Team 6. So we had a distinctive Southern California vibe on our team. So we are the Sunshine Mood Movers. I'm very jealous of our fellow team members looking out the rainy window in Seattle, but hopefully they'll get more sunshine. Hopefully they'll get more sunshine. So we have a lot of combined community hospitals with high volume of pediatric patients. So our teams were actually very similar, which is very helpful. A lot of them knew each other from just collaborations before, so that was super helpful as well. And it was great. These hospitals are all fairly similar, but they're actually taking on different aspects of mental health care. We had one team looking at discharge processes and things like lethal means restriction and sort of discharge instructions. We had another team that was looking at boarding mental health patients and sort of providing structured activities. Then we had a couple teams looking at establishing care pathways specifically for pediatric patients. So really great discussion, really great collaboration between our team members, and excited moving forward.
Awesome. I love the name, Sunshine Mood Movers. All right. Group 7.
Okay, Laura and I had group 7, and Neil, if it makes you feel better, it's raining in Austin today too. So our name is CESES, Children's ED Advocates for Suicide Evaluation and Support. And I think we have lots of acronyms in EIIC and EMSC, so I think it goes along with that. We had an amazing group, mostly freestanding children's hospitals, a lot of people focusing on bundle 4 discharge planning and safety planning and some firearm safety counseling projects. And then one group was implementing universal screening, not just in the ER that they've already done, but like expanding that out to the entire hospital. So really cool projects. We probably could have talked for another hour. It was great.
Love it. And finally, last but not least, group 8.
All right. My name is Jen. I served as facilitator along with Jason Krellin. Our team's name is now the Suicide Squashers. We have a fairly representative group of different children's hospitals, all with different demographics, urban, rural, suburban. So I think it was a really great discussion. We had a clean split between bundle 1 and bundle 3 for the majority of our group, closely followed by bundle number 4. Again, I think with the diverse representation on the call, I think we're gonna have a lot to discuss. So really looking forward to working with this group.
Fantastic. Well, thanks everyone. Great work. So excited for May, and we can't wait to hear group 3's name, which we know will be a super surprise next month. So next steps. So now that most of you have really kind of begun to think about what you want to work on, how you might want to accomplish that, started to develop some collaborations within your small groups. Now it's time to start your improvement journey. So for references on the website, we now have the QI implementation guide up if you need a reference tool for some of the things we've talked about. This is a great opportunity to think about your SMART aim if you want to revise it, change it, and then begin thinking about your first change strategy. And if you're able to, go ahead and implement it. This is you all working at your own pace within your emergency department. We're not trying to tell you how much to accomplish in what period of time, but we do look forward to hearing from you all about the work that you are doing. So for May 4th, we have prepared a few short template slides for you yet again. And really what the focus is just tell us what happened since the last month. What next steps have you had? Have you had any specific challenges, any successes? If you have questions or tools, resources that you want to ask a friend about, bring those to the next session. And we'll get ready for our first Plan, Do, Study, Act cycle. So if you'll go to the next slide, please. These are the types of slides that you're going to get via email for the next session. You're welcome to use these. You're welcome to modify them slightly. But if you could remind your group of what your SMART aim is, so everybody knows what you're working on. You're welcome to include your bundle in that, but most importantly, what you're trying to accomplish over the next 7 months. And then next slide. If you implemented a first test of change, what your first intervention was, how did it go? And what worked, what didn't, what might you be tweaking? What do you still have left to accomplish? Sometimes these change strategies take a little bit of time to implement, especially if you're at a bigger site. So no worries there. If you go to the next slide, please. This is just a reminder of what we mean by a change strategy. The terminology may seem a little funny or first intervention, but remember when we came up with an aim, folks developed or we thought about what might be key drivers of making those changes. And these are some common buckets or categories, you know, developing communication strategies or educating staff or revising a policy or creating knowledge reinforcement tools that can be posted in the ED, things like that. These are just examples. We are not asking you all to draw out a key driver. This is merely as an example. You're welcome to go back to the intervention bundle guides, reference these, but what we mean by the interventions is what step are you going to take first? And some examples are displayed here on the right-hand side of your screen. So as an example, your first change strategy might be, we met with our ED leadership team and communicated the importance of what we're about to do. That could be a first step. Another one might be, we decided to draft an initial policy or clinical care pathway that we shared with core staff. So those are just examples of approaches that you might take. Next slide, please. After you kind of share with us what your first change strategy was or what you hope to accomplish, just let us know what you're planning to do next. We'd love to hear from you around that. And then if you have any questions, thoughts, barriers that you want to discuss, this is a great time to bring those to the table and share them with your friends and colleagues. Next step. So I'm going to turn it back to Laura to close us out. There was one quick question in the chat box. Can I encourage teams, especially those working on discharge planning, to reach out to survivor families of loss to include their input, lessons learned? What a beautiful idea. Laurie Warnock is a member of our Family Advisory Network within the EMS for Children program. And she is making a suggestion to all of you. Laurie, do you want to speak to that briefly?
Well, being the fan rep, that's sort of my role, especially when we're talking about strategies that will take us into the home of the kids that we're discharging. That's when a family's lived experiences in dealing with suicide, or as their children work through their behavioral issues or their mental health issues that have brought them to this point. Having family input, their experience can be really valuable. The other, since I sat in a group with a lot of great children's hospitals, I would also recommend that you reach out to your poison control offices. They're also seeing a rise in suicide. Many of them are working on suicide prevention programs as well. And because they are, again, having that access of in-home type contact, they might also be a valuable voice in talking about discharge planning and what they're seeing in their calls.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Laurie, for sharing that. And if you have any other questions, Laurie might be able to provide some comments. So feel free to reach out to her through chat. All right, Laura, back to you. We only have a couple minutes.
I know. Thank you. I'm going to ask Christina or Eleni if they can go into our slides and copy the bit.ly link for the nursing CE and put it into the chat for me, please, while I'm talking. This slide sort of speaks for itself. We do want you to continue to be in connection with your team, obviously. Some of you said you hadn't yet had a chance to meet, so we'd like to see you doing that, whether it's over email or in person. I don't know, or virtually. I don't know that matters, but keeping in contact is important. I'm pretty sure you know how to find us by now, especially me, but there are other people that you've been introduced to today that you can reach out to if you have questions or have thoughts. There will be some office hours in July and August where you can ask for extra help when you're working on, thank you, Eleni, where you're working on your QI project. You can also request extra one-on-one team help at any time, and we will do our best to find the right people to meet you. You know that you'll see some emails from me. You'll know that you're going to receive the template slides, which you can put in the UT box or simply email them to us, and we'll make sure that they get in the right place. If you use slides today, but we don't have them, if you could email them in, that would be great. And then, of course, register for future sessions. And we still have one fireside chat coming up where you'll hear from Joe Sarno and Eileen Claudius with support from Mo Saidinejad on the safety acute therapeutic assessment and safety planning. Next slide, please. Okay, so we're asking you to stay to complete the session evaluation poll, which you're going to see coming up on your screen now. And then there's
for taking just a couple minutes to complete those right before you sign off. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Kate, and thank you all for everything. And I do want to add one last thing. There is a QR code on the final slide for nursing credits, but the bit.ly link works just as well. And then I just wanted to recognize that we all know that the last several years have been incredibly difficult for children, families, but mostly all of you. Asking you to do this huge amount of extra work for this collaborative was not easy, but we believe it was critically important. And we really appreciate everything that you and your teams are doing. The EII team has also worked many hours over the past 8 months to make this session possible, and we are so proud of the work that you are doing. If we can all realize that if we together save even one child, that would be huge, and that would make a difference. And just imagine if we could save so many more. So thank you, and we look forward to seeing you next week or next month. Thank you for doing the poll. And once you've completed the poll and received your bit.ly link or whatever you need, you are welcome to depart. Have a nice day. I am sorry, but we were not able to obtain social work CEs for this particular session. My apologies.